today I will be reading to you from Broken Crayons by Miklaran. Now, on to Chapter 14. I don't know what to call this chapter, so... America's point of view. I was so glad that Russia finally got a new family. He deserves it. Weird thing is that it doesn't seem to make him happier. If anything, even more sad than before. I guess that he just isn't used to the concept of a new family, and honestly, I can't blame him. Losing a family, that's awful. Having a new family to replace them is probably hard. Not that I know how it feels. Speaking of family, maybe I could take him to meet my family. We've been dating for a while now, and he hasn't met them yet. After the class ended, I tried to find him and ask if he'd like to come over. After a minute or two, I found him in the garden. I noticed I've been finding him here for a while now. Something in this place seemed to calm him. "Hey, Russ!" I called, and he flinched and turned to me, his expression softening. "Oh, sorry, I sneaked up on you like that. I won't do it again." I apologized, and he exhaled quietly. "It's okay." I sat next to him and noticed he was fiddling with a small flower in his fingers. I used to find this habit weird, but it felt normal at this point. It was some kind of meditation for him, and I could see it helped him. "Hey, I was wondering if you'd want to come over to my house. You haven't met my family," I asked, and he softly nodded. "Sure, I would like that," he murmured. I loved Russia and all, yet he still seemed like a mystery to me. Even if I know that he's not who he looks like, and his trauma and all, I still feel like he's hiding something. He always acted so polite around people who didn't hate him. It felt like nobody really knew him. I decided not to overthink it and try and strike a conversation. "So, how's Japan and her mother? Are they treating you and Ukraine well?" I asked a bit worriedly. "It's okay. They are treating us well and are being very nice to us," he hummed. Something seemed off. It wasn't okay, was it? "Russia, why do I feel like you're lying to me?" I asked softly, trying not to offend him. What? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know." He stuttered, and I hushed him. Hey, it's okay. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying you can tell me if anything's wrong." I comforted him with a soft tone. "I know, it's just..." He paused. "It's hard to get used to a new family. He sighed. "I miss them." He muttered so quietly I could barely hear him. I hugged him tightly and whispered in his ear. "It's okay. I'm always here for you." I let go of him after a few moments, and his lips curved into a small smile. One you could only see from up close. "You should smile more. You look cute," I told him, and he flustered red. I chuckled at his expression and got up. "Come on, class is about to start," I told him, and he got up as well, leaving the small flower on the ground. Time skip. After school, we took a bus to my family's house, which wasn't too far. The bus was quite loud and crowded this time, so Russia and I had to stand uncomfortably. Fortunately for us, the next stop was where we needed to be. I knocked on the door, and a woman opened it, smiling when she saw me. "Hi, Mom," I said, and she took us inside. "Who's this fellow with you?" she asked as Russia looked around the large living room. "Oh, that's my boyfriend, Russia," I told her, and he turned to her, waving shyly. "Welcome, dear. I'm happy America found himself a good boyfriend. Right, Brendan?" She called to the man who was sitting on the couch with a cup of tea in his hand. He nodded, his head still in the newspaper he was reading. "Indeed." Suddenly, the door to my younger brother's room opened, and he walked out to us. "Hi, Kiwi," I said, and he hummed a hi. "Is that your boyfriend?" he asked, and I could see Russia blush a bit behind me. I smiled. "Yeah." I chuckled, and my brother continued. "Did you kiss yet?" he asked, and I almost choked on thin air, and we both flustered scarlet red. New Zealand laughed at our expressions, and I quickly tried to shut him up. "I'm serious!" he exclaimed as I tried to catch him. "No, we haven't. What's your problem?" I called as he ran away from me. "How much time have you been dating?" he asked again, and I gave up on catching him and decided to answer his questions instead. "About a month or so," I stated, and this time he was the one surprised. "Bro, you've been dating over a month and you haven't kissed yet? That's not okay!" he exclaimed, and I covered my face with my hands. "That's none of your business," I muttered and pushed him away. He laughed, but decided to stop troubling us. "Sorry about him. He can get like that sometimes," I told Russia, and he chuckled. "No, it's okay. Ukraine can be like that too. And I found that quite funny, actually," he said, and I smiled. "Anyway, let's go to my room. I have some fun video games we can play," I said, and led him to my room. "Cool, but you have to teach me how to play. I've never played video games." "Sure. I'm betting you'll be great in no time," I exclaimed, and he smiled, seeing my excitement. Time skip. Russia's point of view. After a while, I decided I should go. I bid America and his family farewell and thanked them for their hospitality. I actually wanted to walk to my new house today, knowing that I'm not in a hurry. After a couple minutes, I understood it's going to be a long way, so I took the bus for the rest of the way. I sighed silently and sat down. I'm really happy America is there for me. It makes me feel better. And yet, that thing he said in the school break, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Not when he said I should smile more. Well, that too, but when he said he didn't believe me. Do I really sound like I'm lying? Did that tone become instinct? Does he feel like he doesn't know me? I don't want to seem like a mystery to him. I sighed again and covered my face with my hands. I want him to trust me. I paused. I just want him to love me. I mean, I know he does, and yet... Suddenly, I noticed how tired I was. Not just currently, in general. I was tired of everything. Tired of all the noise all the time, and all these minds, all these lives. Suddenly, I understood. I understood my head hurts like fuck, and how quiet it actually is. I just need to stop listening to their minds. It's driving me insane. I inhaled deeply. Okay, just focus. Focus on the silence. After a couple of minutes, I arrived at my new neighborhood. I honestly didn't get used to this new house and this new family. I knocked at the door and Japan opened it up. "Oh, hey Russia, where have you been?" she asked, sounding concerned at the last sentence. "I went over to America's house. Sorry, I forgot to tell you," I muttered. No, it's okay. Here, come in," she said, and I walked in. She closed the door behind me, and I took off my shoes. J.E. was preparing some food. I could see Ukraine helping her, which made me a bit happier. "Oh, hey, Russ," called Ukraine, and J.E. turned to my direction and smiled. "Hi, I think I'm gonna go and rest. My head hurts," I said, and started walking towards me and Ukraine's room. "All right, we'll call you when the food's ready," called Japan, and I came to tell her I won't be hungry, but I figured it'll be rude, so I decided not to. I sat down at my bed and took a deep breath. I did my best to focus on the silence in the room and avoid the loud minds coming from the kitchen. I'm so tired of everything. I just want the break from life, I thought to myself. I just want to go back to the good old days when I played with Kazakhstan like the world has no sins. The days when I'd make Moldova flower crowns, or when we all had snow fights together, or when my father took me hunting. I miss those days. I miss them. I couldn't stop myself from thinking it, even if I knew I shouldn't. If only I could meet them again. If only I could. I could. And that's the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.